Hey, hey, hey! Pardon me. Ho, ho, ho! It is Christmas Eve after all. I'm John Zidar. This is On Top and Hot. And it is Christmas Eve. It's Tuesday, December 24th. Now, what I normally like to do is talk to you about hot penny stocks. You see, I'm a day trader, and I primarily focus on stocks under $5. But on Tuesdays, I like to bring you over here to my Pennybois Discord group and share some other information with you. My Pennybois Discord group is a trading educational Discord. They are here to help anybody learn any kind of trading. I don't care if you're trading stocks aggressively or passively, or you're into options or crypto or tokens, whatever it is, we've got professionals that can help you. And me, I'm over here on their free members page every day from bell to bell, trading with my team members and the general public. And I could be trading with you. I'm serious. All you got to do is click the link down in the description that says this is the Pennybois link. Click that. If you haven't got a Discord account, don't worry about it. Just give them an email, choose a username and a password, and you got an account. They'll automatically direct you to us. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll find your menu, which will be a lot smaller than mine. Find free member page. Click that. It'll bring you into where I'm at, the Stock Wizard, and we are in there trading. Now, what we trade are day trades, primarily scalps. Scalps are probable moves on hot stock. We are looking for stocks that have lots of volume, that are climbing, that have heat all over the chart. And we're not worried about catching them at the beginning, and we're not worried about how high they go. We're looking for a slice in the middle. We are taking that meat right from the center of it. But we also like to trade halted stocks. Oh my God, folks, there have been so many halted stocks here in the last 10 days. We have been having a blast. You can actually put in orders on a stock that has been halted. What's a halted stock? That's a good question. A halted stock is a stock that starts getting too much volume, too many orders, the price is moving too fast, and they just stop trading on it. They pull the car over, turn the key off, and they let it cool down. And you can't buy or sell anything until it comes back on the market. And that's going to be a few minutes. Now, the first halt can last anywhere from 3 to 5, 7 minutes. There's no set time limit. Once it is done, it'll come back on the market and you can start trading. If it gets hot again, they'll halt it again. They'll pull it over, turn off that key. And every time they halt it, the halt period gets longer and longer. So if you have a stock that's halted a half a dozen or a dozen times, the halts can be getting pretty bloody long. So let's take a look at a halted stock that we played today. We might have a chance to actually look at two of them. So this is Bayos. I found Bayos at 951, it says here. Bayos was a hot stock, as you can see. She had been running very hot pre-market. The day before, she closed at around $1.60. Pre-market, she went up to $6.52. You're looking at like 400% run there. Then she came all the way back down to about $3. She was still up over the close from the day before, and then took a huge run and was hot and running. So we're not worried the fact that she's already started to run. We're not trying to get the base price. We're just looking for a stock that's got a lot of heat, a lot of momentum, and we're going to grab a slice out of that. So this was looking good to us. So we threw this on the board here so everybody could see it. Now, if we're going to trade it, the first thing we need are supports and resistances. That's what we do here. We trade scalps, and we trade them in between these supports and resistances, these horizontal lines. Now, I had to draw these on. They don't have a program that does this yet. Supports and resistances are drawn on places on the chart where the price likes to bounce and change direction. If the price comes up to this line here and hits its head and falls back, or if it comes down and hits that and jumps up, that is a support when the price is over it, and it's a resistance when the price is under it. It's a very important price line, so we put lines on them. They're like speed bumps. The price likes to slow down just before it gets to these speed bumps, and it speeds up when it gets over it. And what do you do between speed bumps? You drive a steady speed. That's what we call a probable move, from one support and resistance to the next one. And that's where we make our trades, right in there. So we've got our supports and resistances all set up here. so we can start making our trade setups. We're going to get ahead of the price and let the price come to us. That was at 9.58. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was at 9.55. It was 9.58. The stock went into a halt. She was so hot. She was climbing so fast. Orders were coming in so quickly. They just stopped her, pulled that car over and said, no more trading until this thing cools off. And I took a picture of it. We can actually put orders in for stocks that are halted. Most brokers will allow you to do this. So I will rush over here as quick as I can because we've only got so much time, right? So the first thing I do is I look up here at the price. We got $6.57. I want to know if this chart is hot. Do I want to make a trade on it? So I'm going to look the chart over very quickly. What I'm looking for, do we have volume? Yes, big burst of volume. Was the price climbing? Yes, it was halted as it was rising. Look at all the orders, all green. It's all looking good. Next, I want to see all the lines on my chart, my MAs. I want them pointed up. They don't have to be going to the moon, but they got to be pointed up. Every single one of them, my 9, 20, 50, 200 Hall and 200 MA, all of them are pointed up, hot. Now I'm going to look at my oscillators. Now, I don't know what oscillators you use, but most oscillators point up when there's a positive trend. So I believe you're going to want all of your oscillators pointed up as well. My PPO is pointed up, my MACD is pointed up, and the ADX is looking great. Now, the ADX is a very important tool for me, folks, because it gives me critical information. I do have a video on this, and I would suggest you go watch it. It's critical information for you too. That yellow line right there is telling me that whatever trend is on the board is strong. When the yellow line is down here at the bottom, it's weak. When it's up here at the top, it is very strong. So it's very strong. On what trend? Well, this green line is a trend line, and that red line is a trend line. When the green is on top of the red, it's a uptrend. When the red is on top of the green, it's a downtrend. So right now we have an uptrend that is very, very strong. So all of my oscillators are climbing. We have volume. The price is climbing. My MAs are climbing, and we got big prices down here. What is this down here? That's my level 2. Level 2 is the order book. This is where your orders are queuing up before they happen. Over here are your buyers. Over here are your sellers. And normally there's a lot of numbers going down with the best numbers at the top and then the numbers going underneath them. Well, when they halt it, everything freezes, including the level 2. But then they shuffle these two columns together like a deck of cards and they mix them up. I don't know why they do this, but I have been looking at halted charts for a while, and I discovered something that I can't say for absolute sure works, but seems to work often enough. The two numbers up here at the top on the buy side and the two numbers at the bottom over here on the sell side have turned out to be potential targets that the price can jump to after the halt is lifted. So we are at $6.57. My lowest price here is $7. That's a 43-cent jump. It goes up to $8, folks. So that's $1.43 it could jump. And we've got two of them over here at $7.83. So I'm liking this. Everything is nice. Big numbers, hot chart. I'm going to go get into this. So I'm going to run on over to my brokerage account. That is at Schwab. I'm going to hit trade, all-in-one trade ticket. I want more than one order. I'm putting in 2 orders at the same time for a halt. So I'm going to hit add a condition. That is going to give me 2 orders now. I want to make sure I got the right one. Order 1 triggers all. There we go. Now, it really doesn't matter what ticker I use. So I'm just going to throw mints in there. And we are going to buy. Let's say I'm getting 100 shares. Definitely a limit order. We want a very specific price. Let's say the price right now is $4, just to make this easy. I'm going to put my buy price in somewhere near $4.40. And you're saying, why so high? Why not like $4.10? Here's my logic behind it. When this comes out of halt, it could be like a rocket. It could launch very quick and go right by me if I'm at 410 and miss me, and I'd miss the game. But if I come in at 440 and the price comes in at 425, I get the better price. I get 425 and it didn't miss me. So I would rather come in too high and get the better price than to come in too low and get missed. That makes sense, right? So I've got my limit order at 440. It is going to be a day trade. I don't need any extra time with good till canceled or extended hours because this is a fast scalp. We're going to get in, we're going to be getting out. My second order, I'm going to be selling the stock. I'm going to sell the entire holdings, 100 shares, but I'm not choosing a sell price. I'm going to let my trailing stop loss choose it for me. Now, a stop loss on its own is a market order and it's locked. It's in cement. If you came in at $4 above the support, you're going to put in your stop loss under the support. You're going to come in maybe 3-5 cents under it. Make sure you don't have it on any dips. You want to be under any dips. So you're going to come in under a nickel there. Well, a trailing stop loss does the same thing, but when you start to move, it's going to move with you. It follows you up like a trailer behind a car, a trailing stop loss. So what I normally do is I use a percentage. I used to use 5%, but I was getting kicked out of 4 out of 5 trades fast. I mean, not even a minute went by and I was getting kicked out. So I started lifting that up. I found around 8 gives me 50% of the time I get kicked out, 50% of the time I don't. 10% started to get a little bit better. But you've got to measure that for yourself because that's a 10% loss if it goes the wrong direction. So I have been normally putting in 8%. Now you can choose to put in a price. If you want to put in 10 cents or 20 cents, whatever it is, you can put that in. I use a percentage, 8%. I'm going to stick with my day trade. I don't need any extra time. Hit review order, check it, make sure it's all right. Put in your order. Now your order is set. Even though she is halted, your order is in. Now we're just waiting for the halt to be lifted. So we are at 9:58 in the morning. Let's see if I can find that stock later. All right, here we go. It is now 10:18. So it's been 20 minutes. The price now, it did go up. Oh yeah, look at that. To 10.30 from $6.17. She jumped to $10.30. And I don't see any red bars in there. That looks like a solid climb with a trailing stop loss. Now think about that. If you'd have gotten in down here at, what was it we were looking at? 640, I guess, it was at 617. So I'd have probably gotten in at 660. We'd have gotten in here at 660, blasted off to $10. Well, if I'd have just made that as a regular trade, I don't know if I'd have had the gall to hang with it to $10. I'd have probably gotten scared and sold somewhere less. But with the trailing stop loss, it's hands off. The trailing stop loss is following me and it'll sell when it finally falls back and hits it. So I'm just waiting for the climb to end. So you get a good gain. You get to grab extra gains using these trailing stop losses rather than just a stop loss. I think we got time to look at another one. Of course we do. I just saw one here. Hours. Yes, hours. Let's take a look. Hours right there. We found it. You can tell this is the first time we looked at it because she has no SNRs on it. Now, speaking of that, once I put up a chart with SNRs, I have no idea who's using it. Some people may not even know I put up a chart. That they're saying, well, what's a hot stock to look at right now? Well, I came up with a system so that if you come on the page at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all you got to do is use the keyword find it. FINDIT, all is one word. You put it up here in the search bar and it will bring up every chart that I've put up. Nobody else types find it. So you're going to find every chart I have put up with supports and resistances. And you can find them just this quick and easy. And if you're looking for a particular chart, just put in that ticker and you can find that chart. So this is the best way for people to find charts so that they don't have to ask me. They don't have to look for me, wait for me. They can get the information as fast as they want it. So I do believe our was brought to me by somebody else. Somebody had mentioned it. Maybe I found it. I can't remember. So many charts coming in. So we found this one. She was hot. You can see she was on a fly here. She had closed yesterday at about $1.40, had run up here to $3. That was 100% run pre-market. Came all the way back down to the 9-day, though she crushed that. She went way down underneath it, came back up, and she's riding that 9-day MA, but she's starting to pull away from it. But there is a lot of heat here. There is a lot of momentum, a lot of strength. So this is a stock we're going to watch. What's the first thing I do with the stock we're going to watch? Right, we got to go get some S&Rs on it. So there's our S&Rs. Let me see, the price is now up to $3.46, and we're ready to watch this one, not knowing that she was soon going to be halted. Now let's see how soon she was halted here. All right, so there's Bales. Bales is still at 1030. Oh, there she goes. She is halted at 1020. When did we find her? Hold on here. We found her at 1007. At 1020, she was halted. Hours. Let's take a look at this halted chart. Was it a hot play? I'm going to tell you right now it was. So this stock, she's at $4.17. Our chart, she is on an uptrend. She is pushing strong. All of our MAs are climbing. Lots of volume in the picture. PPO is climbing. ADX is at the very top. My green line is above the red, so we have an uptrend that is very strong. Look at my MACD. She is ripping to the moon. Lots of big green bars. RSI is in the overbought, folks. This is as hot as you get. Very good looking chart. So let's look at our prices. We're at 417. We have a 417 and a 507 here. That's 90-cent jump. And then we've got two of them over here at 482, about a 75-cent jump, which is good. I can deal with all of that. So again, we would run on over here and we would set all of that up using an order one triggers all. I would put in a purchase price at a limit order, getting above the price. Get a good distance on that. If I'm at 417, I'm probably going to come in at 450, 460, somewhere around there. And then I'm going to set a trailing stop loss at 8% for me. So that is the setup. That was at 1020 at 417. Let's see when she unhalts. She's at 505 here from 417 to 505. That was, 3 minutes? 5 minutes. 5 minutes go by. She's unhalted. She has taken a jump. She is now up to $5 from $4.17. Bales is surging. She's at $11.35. That is now another $1.05 that Bales has jumped since we initially looked at her. And it's only 10:26 in the morning, folks. This person just made $387 an hour. We just saw it. We just looked at it. People are getting in for these trades, putting in their entries, putting in their sales. Actually, they're putting in trailing stop losses and taking those gains, folks, real quick and fast. Hey, I want to point this out to you. In case you've never seen this before, it's going to blow your mind. This is why stop losses are so important. This shows you how expensive hope really is. I don't like to trade with hope because I can't afford it. If you have a 10% stop loss and you lose 10%, you're going to have to gain 11% to get that 10% back. 11% will get you back to break even. If you lose 50%, half of what you invested, you have to make 100% gains to get back your 50% loss. Now it gets crazy and scary. If you drop 90%, you are going to need 900% gains to get back to break even. And if you are holding a dead bag, you have 97% loss. It is going to take you 3,233% to get back to break even. It will probably just be cheaper to average down in that case. So let's see about our. We were still looking for some more information. Do. Now, people are bringing in stocks all day that are halted. They find them. I don't know where they find them. You can't find them on the scanners. There's nothing on your scanners that puts up a red mark or makes it all blue so you know this stock is halted. No, you have to be looking at the stock, looking at the chart, or using a resource page. I've got a resource page I use, the New York Stock Exchange page. They've got a trading halts page over here, and it'll tell you every trading halt as soon as it happens. The problem is that they don't notify you. It's not like they've got some audio ding to let you know a new stock is just halted. That would be great because time is crucial. You've only got so much time to consider these stocks. So when I come over here, normally you have to refresh it. It only refreshes every 30 minutes. So you got to refresh it manually. Then you got to see what's going on down here. Oh my God, it was halted 5 minutes ago. You run over there and do all your heat check your numbers, run over and get your order put in if you like the chart. So I do like this page. I use it a lot. I check it a lot, but maybe you can find one out there that has an audible indicator. Wouldn't that be great? So let's see here. Do I have any more information for hours? No. Now, the funny thing is that this was a half a day. We only traded to 1 o'clock, and people were done trading by 10 and 11. They had made enough money. They plan their trades. They trade their plans. They have goals for how much they lose or how much they make in a day, and they quit when they hit those targets. This is called being a disciplined trader, folks. You really need to become disciplined. You need to train yourself to do what you tell yourself to do. Follow what we teach you, folks, and I guarantee it's going to work for you because it's about the math. If you have a risk-reward ratio of 3 to 1, you are risking 3 cents to make 9 cents. That means that you can lose 3 trades and still be even for every 1 trade you win. But if you start winning 2 out of every 3 trades, the math starts pulling you away from that. And it doesn't matter how much money you're gaining. It's not about how much you take. It's about how often you take it. When you're playing poker and you win, do you have to count the money before you pull it into yourself to know if you're making money? No. You know you've just made profit. Shh. Pull it in and get into the next game. Just keep winning, pulling in that money. You know you're making money. You can count it at the end of the day. So now we are up to $6.10. What did we start at? $4.17 on this stock. And Bales was up to $11.35. Now let's see if I can just find this real quick. Beals, B-A-O-S. So the last chart that came up today, we were at $11.35. That was at 110. So that was the end of the day there, folks. That was the very end of the day. We had caught this at $6.17, I think, and we caught the other one at $4.17. And that's what we do every day. We find scalps. We put our supports and resistances on those charts. Maybe we're using what you see in this picture, my Fibonacci. When you get to stocks that have all-time highs, you don't have any historical price points to draw lines off of. So I like to use a Fibonacci off of a surge. I take that and I put it up at the top and use those as supports and resistances. We plan our trades in there. We like to find stocks halted. Get a trade in while it's halted using a trailing stop loss and let that baby rip and take as much gains as you can possibly get. You like the sound of that, don't you? So do I. So why don't you join me over at Pennybois? Any day of the week, any time. You can come as often as you like, folks. Now, yes, we do have a lot of paid-for activities over here. Maybe you want a coach to help you. You can actually hire a coach for 30 days to help you personally with whatever sort of trading you are doing. Thanks for your time, folks. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you learned something. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. See you, folks.